Let's talk about loyalty. Let's talk about loyalty when it comes to you as an employee or maybe as an employer. How loyal are your employees? Well, a lot of reasons that they stay and a lot of reasons that they leave. A Wharton School of University of Pennsylvania studied the issue, and it found that it's common for a company to lose anywhere from 20 to 50% of its employee base yearly. That's pretty significant. However, it'd be disingenuous perhaps to suggest that the employees are totally to blame for their lack of loyalty. So what's going on here? How do we better retain those on our team? Well, let's find out as we check in with Michael and that's what Michael Lin does. He's a leadership expert, and he consults with companies, and he's agreed to consult with me this morning for no charge. And Michael, I appreciate that.
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this. You know, in the one article that I'm reading here, it's talking about when folks went from a pension plan to a 401k, and you can offer a 401k, but that's great, but it's not exactly a benefit that always keeps a person anchored. So what are we looking at here? Is it benefits that are disappearing? Is it leadership skills? How do we better retain employees?
Yes, that's a very good question, and thanks for bringing that discussion up and having a conversation here. As I travel all over the country, teaching leadership seminars, doing private coaching, giving keynote speeches, and employee retention, employee loyalty is one of the very important issues that managers and corporations want to figure out and improve. And yes, historically, we had defined benefit as our nation's retirement plan for most, if not all, large corporations. That's a big chunk of employees. And then that went on from 1950 to 1990, and that kept people sticking around with their employer because they're looking for the end of the tunnel at the end of the employment. 40 years. You know the joke, my uncle held on to a job for 40 years that he hated, but then when he retired, he bought an RV, he bought a boat. But that all went away around 30 years ago because demographic changes, people are living longer and longer, and corporations can't afford to pay if you just keep on living.
Yeah.
So the whole Western world changed from defined benefit to defined contribution. That is from after you retire, we're going to pay you this much linked with inflation, to while you're working here, every month we're going to cut out this much. And when you retire, decades down the road, how much you're going to collect, whether you're going to collect at all, we don't know. And we're not responsible. And then your money goes to Wall Street, and we all know how reliable that is.
Yeah, lately the roller coaster ride has been a bit hard to take, especially in the past couple of years. Looking at at the one we have in my family, we've lost anywhere between $20,000 and $30,000 just overnight. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had a student sitting in the back of my seminar room, and when I talked about it, he got on his feet. He said, "I worked for Yingyang, and I went through the whole thing. I lost everything, my job, my retirement, my savings, my house, my wife, my cars, everything. I lost everything." And he was extremely emotional and upset, and rightfully so.
Yeah. How does that get turned around? Because obviously the idea of a lifetime pension is not tenable for anybody. I mean, it's just too expensive because we do live longer. So we're working longer, I guess, to be able to afford that retirement. So on the company side and leadership side, how do we better retain our employees looking at this?
Okay. I do teach a 3-step process to leaders to generate genuine and sincere loyalty from your employees to you, the manager, and also the corporation. Step 1 is you need to cultivate the sort of culture, environment, or a better word is a relationship between you and then each and every single employee on your team. So it's the sort of environment whereby they don't feel like they are just nothing but one of the machines. Like, how you treat the printer in the office, use until it breaks down and then just chuck it and go buy another one.
Yeah.
So they feel like the relationship is not transactional. Okay. So it's emotional. So I teach them that if you're the manager, okay, your friendship with your employees is a one-way street. That is, you are their biggest friend. You want them to come to you and tell you their concerns, their aspirations, their inspirations, their plans, their professional plans, and even their private life. But when you have headaches, stress, you don't know what to do, you don't know whatever, you can't go to employees and seek emotional comfort and validation. So you have got to have both emotional intelligence, but more importantly, emotional maturity. The leader is always more mature emotionally than the follower. So step one is you got to cultivate and build this relationship. Step two is you let them talk and then you listen. And I mean listen. I don't mean listen to the words, listen to the phrases, and listen to what's on the surface. I mean, you got to listen to what's not said. Sometimes they don't even know how to verbalize it. Sometimes they're just talking, but then you hear they are wanting something, they're craving something, and they don't even know if they are allowed to want that thing, to have that thing. Be it career advancement, be it learning opportunities, be it learning industry wisdom from you, be it learning life's wisdom from you, or be it, I need to, get off at 3 o'clock to go pick up my kids.
Yeah.
There are different employees. There are those who link their profession with their hobby and then their self-identity. And then there are those who think that this is just how I make a living. This is not related. This is not connected to who I am. Who I am is away from work. So you got to understand them. And then step three is you just try to give them whatever it is they are needing and wanting and craving in life. If it's professional advancement, you help them. If it's wisdom about the industry, you help them. If it's, I just want to work here and my life is away from here, then you help them. So you make them feel like here, I have a boss who understands how I feel. I have a boss who is helping me to get what I want. And that is how they're going to stick around. And even if, like a high-flying employee, after 35 years, they learn, and then after 35 years, they go somewhere else, you are still connected professionally for life. And you never know. They may go somewhere else and they may call you and say, hey, at this new company I'm working for, they're looking for someone, and they're looking for someone that's exactly like you.
Yeah.
So I thought I should give you a call. This is how you build professional networking.
Yeah, and that's sort of, we've experienced that here where people have come and they'll stay for 3 to 5 years, and next thing you know, they're moving on to the next station, and they're usually moving on to something bigger. And I always feel good about that, because if they're moving on to something bigger and better, then we've done a good job of preparing them for that. So we must be doing something right. So that always makes me feel good. I hate to see them leave, but you never know. I've had people come back before and say, I just it wasn't what I thought it was. I want to come back here. So it can go either way.
Yeah. And then they go somewhere else, and I bet you, what's in the 401k is not even their concern. I don't think they even read it. Yeah. And besides, as a manager in a corporation, right? What's in the 401k, what's provided to the employee, that's beyond your control. That's HR. That's corporate. Yeah. Okay. And then even for HR, they can't control the funds, how the fund perform, up and down. And then the HR certainly have no control over Wall Street. I'm retiring tomorrow, so Wall Street better go up.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's $2. Buy a lottery ticket. You're better off.
Yes. So as a manager, 401k retirement, that is not the tool for you to use to as the one and only tool for you to use to keep your best employees to stick around for as long as possible. There's so many things you can do as a leader, as a real leader, understand people, help people. You know how people, employees protest, they hold up a sign and they say, corporations don't care about people. Well, what if you're the manager, you care about people, you care about their professional growth, you care about their future, their good employees are thinking, okay, I'm working here, I'm earning here, but are you helping me to earn more money 20 years down the road?
Right. How are you helping to build what I can do in my career? And, and also at the same time, how can we help each other? Michael Lin, our guest this morning. Michael Lin's a leadership expert, speaks to companies and consults with organizations around the country. And we appreciate you spending time with us. If folks want to find out more about you and what you do, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can connect with me by going to CoachMichaelLin.com. That's LIN, CoachMichaelLin.com, and connect with me. Ask me any question you want. And I do leadership workshop, seminars, one-on-one coaching, and keynote speeches.
Excellent. Michael, thank you for getting up early with us. Michael, by the way, is on the West Coast at the moment, so he's really up early. But I appreciate your dedication to the cause so much.
Thank you.